live. So, Ophélie, thank you for joining me in studio today.
Thank you for the invitation.
Yeah. Do you believe in the power of manifestation?
Yeah.
You do, eh?
Yeah.
So, Monday, Aiden messaged me and he says, you got to find a guest for this week. And I said, okay, what type of guest do you want? He said, something in the psychology realm, something like that. I think that would be good. So I was searching through my Instagram and I was searching names. I was trying to find a good guest. I really didn't find anybody that really fit the bill, But then on Tuesday afternoon, I got a call from our friend in common, Andre, and he's like, I've got a girl that you need to meet. She works in neurolinguistic programming, I guess is a good way to frame it.
We use neuroscience.
Neuroscience.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and it's like that phone call was just materialized out of thin air. So that's how we got here today. Isn't that weird?
Yeah. I met Andre.
Yeah.
And 5 minutes later, he said, "Oh, I want you met a guy."
That's weird.
So yeah,
that's
it's
so
magic.
funny. Yeah. So if you put out the energy in the world, doesn't always work, but oftentimes, it will send you an answer. So since I've learned about you, I've listened to one of your podcasts. Remind me of the name again?
The Science of Wellness.
Yes, I love that name. And there's also, the company is called Flow?
MyFlow.
Yeah. So maybe tell the audience a bit more about yourself and the podcast. I think that would be a good place to start.
Nice. So I'm Ophélie. My name is Ophélie. I'm a neuroscience coach. But before, I coach entrepreneurs about branding, about social media strategies. And what I realized is the entrepreneur have a big problem with, manage emotion, manage communication, leadership. So I start to sorry.
That's okay.
It's difficult in English sometimes. I started to study neuroscience with l'Institut des Neurosciences Appliquées in Paris with David Lefrançois, with a neuroscience coach, neuroscience doctor, not coach. So, yeah, I started in the first curfew, I think, because for me, first, it was very important to know how to manage myself.
Yes.
If I want to help others, because you remember.
100%.
Yeah, all of our clients in my first marketing agency, was terrified, and I was terrified. We lost money, we lost business. So
you were managing a social media agency before?
Yeah.
Right on.
Yeah.
And how did you get into that?
How?
Yeah.
Oh my God. You believe in the magic?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So before social media, I work in beauty industry.
Okay.
For 10 years and more. And I realized in my industry, people don't think marketing. So and I love psychology.
Yeah.
So my marketing psychology. So I start to study marketing.
Yeah. In the beauty industry, which company was that with? Was it with a major brand?
I work in medical aesthetics.
What's that?
It's you use some medical technique, but not invasive. It's not like Botox or so it's like microdermabrasion, or all the aesthetic techniques to enhance the beauty without use collagen, Botox.
And this was all in France?
No, in Montreal.
In Montreal.
Yeah.
When did you move to Montreal?
When?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So first, when I moved to France with my family, with my parents.
Yeah.
I was 17 years old. So now it's, my God, almost 20 years. Almost 20 years.
20 years ago.
Yeah. And so I moved to Quebec City.
Yeah, that's a beautiful city.
Yeah, it's a beautiful city, but 20 years ago.
Yeah, it's different.
It was very different
Yes.
from now. So I stood, when I come to Quebec, I start in France, comment on dit en... sorry.
C'est correct.
Logistique, commercialisation, marketing. So
Okay.
I have some
Yeah.
roots
Of course.
in marketing.
Yeah.
And then I don't find the same degrees.
Yes.
So I do a pause. I'm like, okay, what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I decide to study in beauty.
Okay.
And, I becoming esthetician.
Yes.
I work in cosmetology, aromatherapy, etc. And then I moved to Montreal because this is the place to
Of
find
course.
a good job.
Yeah. It's a busy city.
Yeah.
Lots of opportunities there.
And I love Montreal.
Yeah, it's great.
And I live in Gatineau since 5 years
Okay.
now.
So how do you find Ottawa compared to Montreal?
It's more calm.
So
It's not a busy city like
You
Montreal.
want to say boring.
No.
You can say it. I mean,
Yeah, it's very interesting when you try to go out. You find a restaurant in winter at 6 p.m.
yeah,
It's a desert.
that's true. Yeah.
You find nothing.
Ottawa can be fun. You just have to know where to go, when to go.
Yeah.
It's very exclusive. Like, if you know the good restaurants to go to, you need to know the spots. Definitely.
I think I'm not a good ambassador for Ottawa. So.
It's a fun city, but I've heard a lot of people say it's boring. Right? It's known to be a boring city, but once you know the spots, it gets
in
fun.
Montreal, people say, "Oh, you come back in your village."
Yeah.
Because for Montreal,
That's your city.
it's too quiet.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And so when did you start to study neuroscience with David Lefrançois? Is that it?
Yeah.
Yeah? When did you start to study that?
When 2020.
2020,
Yeah.
right on. And
Yeah.
that's been a learning experience for you?
Yeah.
Good.
In 2020, we leave the curfew,
Yeah.
and I don't want to say the word. It's like a.
Yeah.
But yeah.
We'll get demonetized or we'll get taken off all the
Yeah.
social media platforms. And what impact do you think that the lockdowns had on people's psychology?
So it's very interesting because for me, the word who pop in my head is revelation.
Okay.
Because you see how people are very, very, very anxious. It's like you see the roots
The roots.
of the our society problem.
Yes.
Les problèmes de notre société. You see the problems. You see we are too busy. We try to act like a logical creator, but we are not logical creator. We are emotional creator. So it was a very a big revelation, and yeah, and I'm a big empathic person. Sometimes it's too much.
You
for
can
me.
feel other people's emotions.
Yeah, but it was during this time, it was like a lab for me.
Yeah.
Because I finished my certification. And so all my clients, I say, oh, you know what? I studied neuroscience. Can I do a neurotransmitter test for you?
Okay.
I start to evaluate all neurotransmitter of my clients.
So what is a neurotransmitter test?